Greetings and salutations, and a big warm welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily podcast, where every day we unravel the intricate threads of technology and weave them into relatable narratives for business leaders and tech enthusiasts alike. Now, before we start today's podcast, I need to give a quick shout out to a number of you there. I think we've got Celia Ridial from the UK. She left her Apple podcast rating. She said, big fan of the show, Neil. Interesting guests, relevant topics in every episode. One of my most recommended shows. Also, Alicia Bain, she said, a must listen for anyone in tech. Consistently interesting conversations with a diverse range of guests. Would thoroughly recommend. Then we got Layla Grossman in the US. She said, this is a great podcast if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest cutting edge tech entrepreneurs and what they're building and what they're using. I appreciate all the different kinds of guests in different industries. And finally, Lizbro48, also from the US, said this show is a must-go-to show for tech updates with heavy-hitting guests that all weigh in and talk about the latest cutting-edge tech and developments. Now, I always say, please leave a rating review at the end of every episode. Every podcast host does that. But one of the reasons that I do that is it helps attract more guests to the show, for sure. But also it helps build our community and everything that we're trying to do here, to use technology to bring people closer together. And as a result of people like you tuning in every day, leaving ratings and reviews, there's a website called Listener Notes, which takes all the podcasts, all the weightings, all of the ratings, all the reviews, all the listening stats, where people are listening in the world, and gives every podcast a mark. And they're currently promoting Tech Talks Daily as in the top 1% of podcasts in the world. Now, for saying I think there's 3.2 million podcasts out there at the moment, that is a huge achievement. And I don't mean that from my side. I mean for you listening. That's what it's all about. Me bringing guests on, me bringing you on here. So please keep doing that. And I just wanted to give a big thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in each day. But on with today's show, and today we're going to embark on an enlightening journey into the realm of business intelligence. Now, it's not just about charts, numbers, or raw data. It's about harnessing that data to drive business transformations. And to guide us through this maze, I'm going to be joined by the EVP and General Manager at TIBCO and IBI under the Cloud Software Group. Now, beyond that impressive title, Ali's going to be bringing a wealth of expertise on deploying business intelligence at scale and the magic it can create for businesses, especially in terms of reporting, dashboarding, and all those cool BI aspects. But if you've ever wondered about how business intelligence is actually leveling up enterprise productivity, the seismic shift in its use, or the fascinating amalgamation of AI, ML, and analytics, you're in for a treat today. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to the US, where today's guest is waiting to join us. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
Neil, thank you so much for having me on. I'm truly excited to be on your show, and I am the General Manager of the TIBCO and IBI business units at the Cloud Software Group. As the GM of TIBCO and IBI, I'm responsible for the products and engineering, customer support, marketing, and sales activities of the entire business unit. I've actually been with TIBCO for over 23 years. And to give you some context, in October last year, TIBCO and Citrix merged to form a new company called the Cloud Software Group. The Cloud Software Group now is one of the largest software companies in the world and has an annual revenue of over $4 billion. And you can actually find more about the company and its leadership by going to www.cloud.com.
Wow, that's incredibly cool and exciting, the work that you're doing there and that kind of turnover as well. And especially with the partnerships with Citrix, a lot to talk about there. But before we begin, just to set the scene for our conversation today, can you tell me a little bit more about your work at the Cloud Software Group in deploying business intelligence at scale, and also how it's revolutionizing the reporting and dashboard processes for businesses, because that's where you really offer value, isn't it?
Absolutely. First of all, it's really exciting to work in this joint entity, if you may. And, we're talking about deploying business intelligence at scale. It's one of the most exciting and challenging technology projects that any organization can undertake. Distributing information to all your stakeholders at scale, it requires a platform that can deliver information in a variety of ways and to a broad set of non-technical consumers. So this can actually be public-facing websites, dashboards that embed into other applications, or account statements like bank statements delivered to your mobile devices and email addresses. And what we do, one of our products, which is really strong in BI as a reporting tool. My favorite example, if I were to say, is a law enforcement application that's used by police departments, especially one I will not name, but in their patrol cars, that uses past data and predicts where crime would occur. And this allows them to proactively police and reduce crime and traffic accidents in that particular area. So it's kind of phenomenal and truly exciting.
We are at a moment now, there's economic uncertainty right across the globe, and there's a lot of, when it comes to tech projects, they come under close scrutiny for the business value, the ROI, etc. So just to answer that question nice and early, in your opinion, how does the use of business intelligence boost enterprise productivity in aid of and also aid in cost optimization? Is there any examples you might be able to share just to bring it all to life, everything we're talking about here?
Absolutely. The most successful BI deployments go beyond informing the businesses of their performance and assisting key stakeholders in their decision making. So business intelligence deployments that scale to customer-facing applications allow you to monetize your data. Reduction in cost is a key component of data monetization. And one of the use cases that we like is these interactive e-statements that you send. So by going from paper statements that are printed and mailed to a digital interactive statement that is emailed or accessed on mobile devices and either desktops or laptops, organizations can reduce printing and mailing costs and increase customer satisfaction and retention at the same time. We have some of the largest financial institutions mailing in or sending in millions and millions of these statements using some of our IPI products in exactly this way. And they've also been very, very long-standing customers of ours that benefit from this technology.
And of course, here in 2023, all anyone's talking about is artificial intelligence and machine learning and the transformative impacts that's having on every area of a business. And I'm curious, looking back, how has the usage of business intelligence in enterprises evolved over the last 3 years? Because so much has happened in that time. And I'm curious what you've seen and the key factors driving these changes too.
Absolutely. I think in the last few years, there's been a push from traditional BI to modern BI, primarily driven by three factors. One is the need for ease of use, interactive experience. And the second is self-service data preparation. The data has to be clean before it's actually fed into a particular tool. And last but not least, visual analytics and augmented AI is been the key factor that's been pushing this. So, but that said, traditional BI and modern BI are still both large and important market segments. Value probably in the ballpark of about $7 billion. That's what the estimate is. But I think it's a phenomenal shift that we've been witnessing.
And on the topic of security, which is also a huge hot topic right now, many believe that migrating to the cloud can result in a better overall organizational security. So can you expand on that and also how that relates to business intelligence too? Because everything's interconnected, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So storing your organization's critical business information centrally in the cloud offers many, many advantages over storing it on-premise. What we have seen is that organizations pursue cloud migrations for cost reduction to better support varying levels of demand and improve security. And a cloud environment typically has superior security to on-premise data center environments. And many other cloud providers offer built-in security features like periodic updates, security analytics, cross-enterprise visibility. And I would say another advantage is more robust disaster recovery capabilities. And customers in the BI space are always looking for these capabilities like security, governance, analytics. Scaling to the cloud is absolutely the natural step here.
And we've already mentioned artificial intelligence once, of course. It's impossible not to mention it, especially on a tech podcast. But how do you see AI and machine learning advancing analytics? Is there anything that you find exciting or opportunities or equally challenges that these technologies could present for BI?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So firstly, I think, I would say that data science and the support for it natively in the platform is ever present. And much of the focus is around machine-generated data stories nowadays. So machine-generated data stories use AI to analyze massive volumes of data and find the insights relevant to the business to better inform decision makers. So the findings are then communicated back using a supporting visualization and automatically generated narrative. Generative AI is actually a huge driver of this advancement. It's being used to predict user questions in NLQ, which is natural language queries, automatically generating data stories and generating code to accomplish tasks spanning data integration and analytics. And if I may, a new exciting trend now is composable analytics, which is exposing your product capabilities with modern APIs so that developers of next generation business applications can combine them with other capabilities across their technology stack.
And there's an old saying that necessity is the mother of invention. I think historically we've all seen in instances where moments of recession has been almost been a catalyst for innovation when businesses have got or challenged with doing more with less. So with a weakening economy, again, I'm curious, how do you think this could potentially foster much more tech innovations, and especially in the business intelligence domain too?
Yeah, I can't agree more. So firstly, I think the correlation between technological innovation and economic prosperity is very, very well documented. And we've seen in that in weakening economies, they also drive more technological innovations. For example, it causes organizations to reevaluate their long-term strategies, optimize their operations, prioritize their most valuable projects. And a weakening economy can also accelerate the pace of innovation, driving changes to happen fast at a faster rate, and then during the normal times of economic prosperity. And if I were to say that by our own experience at TIBCO, throughout the dot-com bust and the financial crisis of 2008, we came out much stronger. We had a lot of competitors then who don't exist, and we came out ahead of our competitors due to the innovation of our products. We were pushed into innovating, doing things much better at a much higher efficiency. So I absolutely agree with this statement.
And of course, we're only 4 months away for 2024, and there's this growing shift from traditional BI to modern BI. Can you tell me a little bit more about this shift in more detail, what you're seeing, and also how it's impacting businesses? Because you must be speaking with business leaders all around the world, and I'm curious what they're coming and asking you about, especially around this impact.
Sure. See, first of all, I think all the market buzz in this recent years have been around modern BI. The traditional BI markets were disrupted by a lot of these new vendors and venture capital-backed startups. So the traditional BI vendors most of them did not stand still either, and are incorporating these very same capabilities in their own platform or platforms. So what we are seeing now is a shift backwards from towards the strengths of the traditional BI vendors. Capabilities like governance, reporting, scalability have gained in importance. What we are also seeing that while both modern BI and traditional BI capabilities are converging, many large organizations find that the best of breed vendors from both segments help better position themselves to solve all their use cases. And you've also alluded to the fact that what are the trends that you kind of predict within the BI? So, if I were to go a little beyond, and pardon me for the long answer here, but But what has been impressive about the entire BI market segment is the staying power of these solutions. And they are running mission-critical applications, managing complex data and security requirements, and delivering information at scale to a large number of stakeholders inside and outside of the organization. So as such, it should not come as a surprise that organizations are not looking to replacing these solutions. Now, you talked about the trends. So one big shift, as we say, is moving in from the large on-premise applications to the cloud. And then the next one is the big evolution that we are seeing are happening in the modernization of the core capabilities of these solutions. And the third thing is the desire and the need for AI. So with that said, and how would I actually leverage these? Probably adopting these three things: the cloud, modern BI, and AI. So businesses need to build applications that are containerized and cloud native. Secondly, they need to incorporate ease of use and interactivity as a modern BI solution for their application developers and consumers alike. And lastly, focus on data science and machine learning. We've talked about these, and use generative AI to introduce new user experiences.
Fantastic advice. And I'm curious, for the conversations you've had with many business leaders around the world, have they been almost blindsided by AI and the speed in which that it's ramped up this year? Because if we compare November last year to, August, September this year, the speed in which it's taken grip is phenomenal, isn't it?
It absolutely is. I think, a lot of work had been going on as far as AI is concerned, but it didn't get exposed until Chat GPT got that kind of visibility. And so everyone's kind of rushing in to get their own AI solutions. And it's been phenomenal that they feel that this is the next big thing that is going to happen in the industry.
Well, it's been a huge pleasure having you on the podcast today, and also for taking your time to sit down and share your incredible insights with everyone listening. But before I let you go, I want to find out if there's something we can do for you now, because some of the biggest names in business, VC funding and tech have either been guests or listened to this podcast. If I was to say, is there one person that you'd love to have a private breakfast or lunch with, who would that be and why? And we'll see what we can manifest together today. But who would that person be?
Absolutely. And thank you for giving me this opportunity as well, Neil. So the person who comes to my mind is Satya Nadella. Satya was actually was my senior at high school, and he would be the one I would like to have a private lunch with. Satya and I actually come from the same Hyderabad Public School, Begumpet in India. And I do have enormous respect for Satya, both professionally and personally too. So, what I see, Satya was kind of hugely instrumental in transforming some of Microsoft's biggest product offerings. And I would say he's helped Microsoft stay as one of the top 3 companies in the world. And personally, I think, Satya's got great empathy for people with disabilities, having lived through that himself while caring for his son Zain for 25 years. He's compassionate, and he's always wanting to help people around him. And I personally love to spend time with Satya.
Yeah, what a great answer for all the right reasons too. Well, we'll send that out into the universe. Let's see what we can manifest together. But before I let you go, for anyone listening, just wanting to find out more information about anything we talked about today, maybe you want to contact your team at TIBCO or just find out more information and dive a little bit deeper, where would you point everyone listening?
To your podcasts.
Oh, bless you. Is there a website that you direct people to as well?
So I think, there's a ton of information with regard to our own company. That is cloud.com. Very easy to remember. Go down to www.cloud.com. You can look at our various products, various business units, our leadership team as well. And we take pride. We want the Cloud Software Group to be one of the largest companies in the world. So do watch out for us and take a look at us as well. So.
Well, there's so much we've learned from you today, such as deploying business intelligence at scale and how that can revolutionize reporting and dashboarding within a business, not to mention how AI and ML will advance analytics, and why a weakening economy means more tech innovations, and how this year we will see that shift from traditional BI to modern BI. so much more going on there, and it's going to keep on moving at this pace. So it'd be great to get you back on towards the end of the year or early next year and see how things are evolving. But just a big, big thank you for joining me today and sharing your insights.
My pleasure. And thank you for having me, Neil. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Now, as we wind up today's intriguing episode, I've got to say, I think understanding of business intelligence has never been more enriched. So a big thank you to Ali for shedding light on the profound impacts of BI at scale, but also demystifying its multifaceted advantages, ranging from enhanced enterprise productivity, security, to cost optimization. And I think the perspective on the shift from traditional BI to modern BI, the increasing role of AI and ML in analytics, I think it truly sets the stage for many strategic business discussions on the road ahead. And I also think it's clear that as technology evolves, the silver linings and even challenging economic scenarios are just tech innovations waiting to be discovered. So for everyone listening, huge thank you for everyone that's already left a rating and review. If you enjoy the show and you tune in every day, please do that. I'd love to read more about what you guys are thinking. And if you've got any questions or anything you want to add to today's conversation, or if you just want to come on here and have a chat with me, we can do all that. We can do anything. This is our show. So email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, LinkedIn, Instagram, @NeilC.Hughes. Nice and easy to find. So keep those tech antennas up and active, and I invite you to join me again tomorrow on Tech Talks Daily for more insightful insights into the digital frontier. So stay curious. More than anything, thanks for listening, and until next time, don't be a stranger.